There are so many social media influencers who have been sent on the internet from the kingdom of the devil. Some are Nephilim, some are Satanists. They are in the occult, but they have been sent on the internet, and they're just going to be posting, all these things, like whatever their topic is, their area of influence is. But these people have been sent by the kingdom of darkness in order to influence. And when they post things, or when they make certain videos, or whatever means, or it's pictures, or whatever they do, they are working for Satan, So their content is backed by these demonic spirits that are going to make, people to endear them, so that they keep coming back for more of their content. And this is their work, so that when people come back for more of their content, they are able to, influence those people into a worldly lifestyle. Because the more that you see something, the more that you're going to be inclined to accept it. So they're going to keep portraying a certain godless life, in the area that they have been assigned to come and influence. They may be talking about just an unrelated topic, but there is another message that they are subliminally sending to their audience. It can be through their actions, it can be through their dressing. They will be sending a certain message which Satan has assigned them to send through when they post or their content. And because of those demons that they are working with, people will feel like coming back. People will feel like coming back to their page, so that they may lead them more and more into a godless life. And this is what is happening. This is what is happening. And we have to be spiritually awake. Don't just go and just start following people on social media who are leading you into a godless life. Like they may be talking about unrelated things. And some of them have actually been assigned to just come out in the open, they will to just come out in the open and just directly start to talk about dirty things and things like that, to normalize, to normalize sin, to normalize adultery, to normalize all these things. So these things are very real, brothers and sisters. The spiritual world is real. The spirit world is real. The spirit world coexists with the physical world. To give you an example of what I'm talking about. So one day I was on YouTube, and then I came across a video. It was just like a DIY, like how you can make something. But then when I clicked on the video, the lady who was doing the presentation, like to teach on how to do this DIY, like she wore a crop top, and then she had like her whole stomach area outside. And then she shot the video in a way that you can see her, like she wanted to show off her stomach or something. Like her stomach area is all out. When I went to pray, I had a vision of this woman whom I had seen in that video. And in that vision, and I'm telling you, these things are very real. Like the spirit world looks like, it sounds like, oh, it's all imaginations, it's all fantasy, it's all, fiction. And that is how Satan wants people to believe. If possible, Satan wants you to believe that he doesn't even exist, because he knows that for as long as he can get you to think that all these things are fake, all these things are not true, like the spirit world is not there, it's all a lie, that the demons are not there, He knows that he's going to win against you because you're not going to bother to fight an enemy who doesn't even exist. So the enemy fights so much to make people believe he doesn't exist, to make people believe that all these traps that he has laid for people are not there. Because if he can get you to be blind, then he's going to win. But the Lord opens our eyes so that we may see where we're walking. So when I went to pray, I had a vision of this woman, the very woman I had seen in that video, the one who had her stomach out. But on the very stomach area, what the Lord showed me was really shocking. And it made me to realize why she intentionally made her video like that. Like she's talking about just, how you can make this and that, like a DIY project, but she was doing some other work, okay? Because in the vision, I saw this same woman, and she was wearing the very crop top, she wore the very crop top that she was wearing, and she had her stomach area outside. But what I saw really shocked me. On that very part of her skin or body that was exposed, I saw numerous arrows escaping, like it was like, I don't know, like countless, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sharp arrows, like short arrows, and they just kept on. It's as though like they were coming from her body. That's how I saw it. Like they were being fired. They were being fired in all directions. And then I had the understanding that this woman, she was working, she left her stomach area like that because she wanted to fire these demonic arrows. Like she knew what she was doing. It wasn't just like, oh, maybe she's dressed for fashion. And this is something that I've spoken of even before. When you look at the ancient idols, when people used to worship all these physical idols, whereby you actually have a statue and you're bowing down to it, people would dress in a way that represents their idol. They would want it to be clear that as soon as somebody sees them, they should know that they are a follower of this idol, a so-called god. So they would do different things to mimic their idols. They would dress in a certain manner to mimic their idols. They wanted it to be very clear, and it's still the same thing in our time and day. The devil worshippers have spearheaded naked fashion, and so many people have fallen into the trap without knowing the idol that they are actually worshiping, because there's so many devil worshipper celebrities. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about celebrities, influencers. What are they influencing you on? We need to be spiritually sensitive. So many people have been influenced by celebrities into the naked fashion, praising nakedness and glorifying an abomination. A woman will post a picture of herself like nearly naked, and almost everybody is going to be praising her, which is an abomination. Many of these so-called celebrities, influencers, they do all these things deliberately. Like Satan has sent them and instructed them and taught them to say, you go and do this and that, you go and dress in this manner. And so there's so many people who are ignorantly worshiping Satan. So we need to be careful with the influencers. This woman was firing the arrows, and these arrows that she was firing are spiritual arrows, to make people to not want to pray, to make people to want to be like her, okay, to make people to want to admire her, to want to look up to her, to want to copy her. If you're not spiritually armed, you're going to be defeated. We live in a time when we need the spiritual armor. It's not a time to be asleep. It's the time that we need our spiritual armor. and to be awake, to fight the spiritual battle. But also, we need to have our eyes open. We don't need to be blind. We need to have our spiritual eyes open so that we may not fall into the trap of Satan. We need to ask the Lord to give us understanding of the times that we're living in. But all these things that I'm telling you about, they are happening. The kingdom of the devil is really, really busy. All they want are more people in hell. That is what they want. And, it's a spiritual battle. That is why we also have to be spiritually awake. We also have to be spiritually awake because for them, they work with demonic spirits. They work with demonic spirits that are assigned in order to achieve their mission that they want. So there are demons that are released when you watch these people, and these demons will make sure that you just keep coming back so that you keep being influenced into all this godless lifestyle, and to make you waste your time so that you cannot pray, to make you waste your life so that you eventually end up in the pits of hell. So you need to be prayerful. We all need to be prayerful and not just let ourselves be influenced into the things of the world.